Hello, everybody. This is Keith Gleason, host of Indie Comics Relay, promoter for the Plastic City Comic Con, and creator of the Mighty Mascots. I'm here with another video on how to run your own Comic Con. This video, I'm going to talk about some of the paperwork that I use, like mostly forms that I created for myself to help me manage the Comic Con, and just something like it's as always with my videos, I throw out what I do, and then people can take or pick and choose what works for them, what doesn't, things like that. But before we get into that, I wanted to share with you um, the Plastic City Comic Con website. So this show is coming up in July 16th, 2022. We're at the Wallace Civic Center again on John Fitch Highway in Fitchburg, Mass. The most important thing is our admission is $10. $10. And kids 12 and under are free. And we have free parking and plenty of it at the show. So you won't be paying for any of that stuff. So $10 to get in. It's cheaper than a movie. And you get to visit all of these cool creators. You get we got over 150 vendors that come to the show. Those are retailers, writers, artists, crafters, celebrity comic guests, so it's going to be great. We're psyched and we can't wait to go. So definitely check it out. Check out the website, Plastic City Comic Con, and see all these awesome guests that we have coming. It's going to be amazing. So check that out. Also, Mighty Mascots, issues 7, 8, and 9 of my series, Mighty Mascots. Can't believe I'm up to 8. I'm up to 9 issues. It's crazy. The pre-launch just went live on Indiegogo. Sign up now. You get a free sticker if you back the campaign within the first 24 hours once it goes live. And it's 3 new issues. We're going to have 3 exclusive Indiegogo covers. We're also going to have a Honey Flakes branded eye patch, which that's going to be cool. And then just look at this artwork from Ian and Anton. Those guys are just killing it with the artwork. So I am super excited for Mighty Mascots to come back. And I can't wait to get these issues done and into your hands. So definitely check that out. All right, let's get, now that we got the promos out of the way, let's start talking about Comic-Con. So this one, I thought I would go over some of the different paperwork that I have. When I started the show, when you start a show, it's like, I went over last week some of the or a couple weeks ago, the software that you can use to help run the show. But before that, I was doing everything manual, and I kind of prefer the manual way a little more. I'm a little more hands-on. My OCD is kind of satiated when I'm doing that. So I do have a little bit of OCD going on. So some of this, I would say, take what you can from it, and then if you like what I'm doing, if you like some of the forms, let me know, and email me. I could probably send you a copy of it to use for yourself, so I don't mind doing that at all. So right here, if you want to take a look, this is my files for different forms that I have for Plastic City. Now I keep an email list for the exhibitors that are going to be for sure at my show in 2022. That way I don't have to spam my entire list of emails, for like load in emails and things like that. So I keep 2 lists. I keep I have the attendee email list, and then I also have the general list, but then I have one just specific for that year. And then when this year is over, I'll just delete that and make it into a 2023 list. So something to think about where you can store it. I also put them in alphabetical order because, like I established a few minutes ago, that I'm very OCD. So, but But this is my exhibitor form that I wanted to show you guys. This is my application basically for the show and the different prices. And it's like 3 or 4 pages long. If you've done shows before, you filled out things like this. You basically fill it out, send it in. It has all the rules, regulations for the show. So that one's good. And then you also have their signature that they agree to everything on the list. So in case something does happen, you have it's like the user agreement from Apple that no one reads. So, but I do recommend reading this because, especially if you're vending, there could be something there that might pertain to you. That's something you do, especially if you're hanging up artwork on walls, things like that. So definitely check that out. So we have something like this. I'm gonna probably be going back to this. I had explained in my earlier video, my last one, that like what was happening is I just had this application on the website and people were just downloading it and sending in money, but we had no way to stop certain, because we curate the show, we try to keep it very comic focused. So I had no way to keep like the energy drink guy out, or like, you know, siding, vinyl siding guy that wants to set up at the show. People that should be at like trade shows and not really Comic Cons, but some shows let them in. And it's fine if they do. That's just not what we want to do with our show, So, so that's why I want to go back to this, but I want to go back in a way that I can still curate it and make sure that, we're getting the right kind of vendors into our show, so so that's the application, sent out to vendors with the pricing and everything like that. Every year, if I use this, I go through it again and make sure everything's up to date, new dates and everything like that. So that's something to look for. Now let's see, this is my exhibitor setup form. This is what I was talking about. This is the reason you keep an email list, so that on 2 or 3 weeks out from your show, you can send it out to all the vendors, gives them all the setup instructions. I even made this picture for the facility showing where all the parking is, where they should go, things like that. Just additional rules, things like that. And like I said, I go through this every year, make sure all the information is up to date, and then send it out to that list. So that's another one. Let me see, what else do I got here? This is event checklist. This is stuff. This is for me using the new software. I made a list of everything I need to do. For when a vendor signs up for the show and pays me for the table or their space, I go through this entire list to make sure everything is correct and that they don't get lost, in our system, and make sure that they get their spot on the map and things like that. So this is also, different things I got to do every year to get the show set up. And if you notice my last one here, promote, promote, promote. So that's a huge thing. If you're a promoter, you got to promote. So that one, let's see what else we got here. So that promo checklist, this is different places to promote online. I would open it, but it has a lot of my passwords on there, so I don't want to open that, show you guys. Now this is something for my show, but I don't know if you may use it. This is a list of all the vendors and the reason I break this out is because I have two options. One option where they can bring their own table and chairs, and then another option where they pay for tables and chairs. So we've had in past years people, pay for the option that, without chairs and tables, and then they show up and say, where's my table and chairs? So we have this list in place. So if that does happen, we can say, hey, you paid for this. You're gonna have to go out and buy some tables and chairs somewhere else, that kind of thing. So, and then let me see. This is a check-in. So this is I put this together so that the day of the show, whoever is checking in vendors and giving out wristbands can go through this, and it also breaks down. The ones in red are bringing their own tables, so the person checking them in can give them the wristband and show them this is their space number, how many wristbands they're supposed to get, things like that. And I think, is that all I have for, let me see, vendor list. I don't know why I was doing this. So I think I stopped. It's the same thing. Which ones are bringing their chairs, things like that. I think that's the one I share in the email to everybody, so they know, just to know where they are, what their space number is, that kind of thing. So, but yeah, that's pretty much all of my paperwork for Plastic City Comic Con. A lot of it's just managing it, like I said in my earliest videos, the reason I think that I'm pretty successful at being a con promoter is because of my customer service and management background. It's made me very organized as far as making sure everything is taken care of, and then also I'm very good at getting back to people. Like if a vendor asks me a question or whatever, hey, can I be next to this guy? Sure thing, let me fix it right now. That kind of thing. That does help. 100% doing this job is you being customer service and getting, putting things, keeping good paperwork, putting people where they're supposed to go, really thinking about your show. And then the final thing is promoting like a madman. Honestly, that's, if you want to be successful, I think the two things to remember about Comic Cons is be organized and promote. I mean, don't just rely on Facebook and Instagram and, Twitter. Get out there, do, canvas 50-mile radius in your area, put flyers everywhere, put yard signs if you can. Find people that'll let you put yard signs near a high traffic area. Go to grocery stores and put your stuff on the community pinup boards. This is all stuff I do. So definitely learn from me. Like our show's been going strong for 5 years now, and we haven't lost money yet. So definitely check it out. So, all right. That's all I have for info on this video. I thought I'd share some of the paperwork. Like I said, like, subscribe, share the video with somebody. If somebody is thinking about starting a show, there's a whole playlist on the Indie Comics Relay YouTube page. Have them watch it. Have them reach out. Hell, if they need, if you've got a question for me, comment below or send me an email. I'd be happy to share my thoughts with you guys. And yeah, I want to see better, good cons at out there, people doing good jobs. So, if you do a good job, it comes back to you 100-fold with like customers and happy vendors. So, so definitely learn from me, if you can. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. And have a great week, and read some comics. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.